Can you recover on your own? Or is this something that you absolutely need a guide for? A lot of people ask me, Shaan, like you talk about having a guide for recovery. Is it possible that you can do it on your own? Or it may not even be a guide, but you may be wondering, can I recover without the supplement or this coping crutch or this breathing technique or whatever it is? Well, I'm going to tell you in this video the honest truth, because there's a lot of confusion, and it was something I struggled with too. I felt like my symptoms were so debilitating. They were so strong that I was so broken that for me, it was like, is recovery even possible? And how am I going to recover? I'm going to tell you about how to actually recover and the actual truth behind this. So let's get it started. So I get asked this a lot, even on my Instagram, people say, hey, can I recover on my own? Can I try to recover on my own? Here is the honest truth, okay? And anybody that tells you otherwise is lying or trying to sell you something. Can you recover on your own? Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, you have to understand something, okay? One of the biggest things to understand in this channel and what I preach, and from people that have just recovered, this is what everybody says who actually recovers. Recovery comes from within. Okay, recovery truly does come from within. So when people say you need this to recover, you need that to recover, what they're essentially saying is you're innately broken and you need this thing to fix you. And in fact, that may be a lot of your limiting beliefs too. You may be having such physical symptoms, you may be getting panic attacks, intrusive thoughts, you may be getting so disconnected, feeling derealized, depersonalized, that it's like you're just so broken, you have no confidence in yourself. You have no confidence in your body, no confidence in your mind. And so you're always trying to find ways to fix yourself. Now, the truth is, can you recover on your own? Yes. But I don't really recommend it, because as somebody who had to go through this, people ask me, Shaan, did you recover on your own? For me, I wish it was something I wish I would have gotten more help, to be quite honest with you. I feel like a lot of what I've been doing right now, guiding people, it was almost like a wish for old Shaan. If it was like, could Shaan have had to get him to recovery? What did Shaan not have in his recovery? And I felt like whatever that was, we built that in the mentorship. And what we really focus on in the mentorship is helping people understand what's happening, being guided by somebody who has actually recovered from this, who actually just helps other people recover, like does that professionally. That's the only thing. They're not diving into other things, talking about narcissism or childhood trauma or any of that stuff, just focusing on recovery and what matters. And then it's about having a community around people who have also come out of this and maybe are a few steps ahead of you. I look at it as like, that's what I would have needed. I wanted to be around people that have recovered through this so that I can at least normalize what I'm going through, being guided by somebody through recovery so that I don't have to figure this out. Is this symptom anxiety? Is this not? Am I responding correctly? Am I not? Am I always going to struggle with this, or am I not? And then also helping you understand the mechanics of anxiety, because I find a lot of the issues isn't about information, but it's that there's too much information around anxiety and there's too much conflicting information. One person says childhood trauma. The other person says no. One person says medication and supplements are needed. The other person says no. Some people say this is a life sentence. Some people say don't. They can't even agree on the fact of, can you overcome this? People can't even agree on the fact of, can anxiety be something you recover from? Just that alone is a contentious topic. And so as someone who's just trying to go out and like recover from this, you're like, which one is it? Can you just give me a basic answer of, can I actually come out of this or not? And that's why I find having a guide is very important, and it actually helps you streamline the recovery. The problem of doing it on your own is that it's just unnecessarily risky, right? I could understand before the internet, when you were by yourself, you had no resources, you had no choice but to recover. Even when I recovered, there weren't that many resources. There were just a couple of books that I had. I didn't get to meet anybody that had recovered. Nobody was making content like this. And I don't look at it as, look, I was able to recover. I looked at it as, man, if I would have fell into this right now, it would have been so much easier, so much faster, because I would have just invested in myself and just gotten out of this, because I had too many important things in life and I didn't want anxiety to be one of them. I didn't want anxiety to be a problem. I wanted to just focus on living my life and living my life to the fullest. And the problem is that when you try to do it on your own, it's too much of a gamble. You have to understand, what are you really gambling? You are kind of gambling your life here, right? It's like, it's almost like you break your leg and you need surgery, and then you're like, you know what? No, I'm not going to do surgery. I'm just going to try to like walk it out and give it rest and hope it just fixes itself. You know, could that fix it? Yes, but why take that risk, especially in 2022? Now, the point of this video isn't to say, hey, you need me to guide you through recovery. What I would just say is somebody who knows what's happening to guide you through the process. That doesn't have to be me. Look, I'm not here to try to sell myself to you. I'm just somebody who has recovered, who does this for a living, who helps people around the world. I don't have a problem people reaching out to me. I have a lot of people reaching out and, you know, I'm guiding them. But I would say it is important to find a guide who knows what's happening and have them guide you. And when you do find a guide, I do want to say, follow that guide exactly what they're saying. What I often find is a lot of people follow multiple guides. And what they'll do is they'll follow me and they'll follow 10 other people. And then what happens is that there's a little bit of a disconnect where I say something that someone else disagrees with, or vice versa. And then you're like, which one do I choose? Shaan, this person said this person said that. And I'm like, look, if you're going to follow somebody, but don't follow 10 different people. Follow one, because then you're just going in circles. You're trying to take the shotgun approach of, oh, well, I'm just going to try everything and see what sticks. Recovery is not about doing everything. Recovery is about following one route and going to it to its entirety. So what I would say is, could you do this on your own? Yes. It's just too much of a gamble. Like I say, there's too many risks involved. And what happens actually, in my personal experience, honestly, people try to do it on their own. They get discouraged because they still don't understand how to respond. They don't understand the mechanics. They've never gone through something like this. So how are they going to know? They're bound to make mistakes, right? Naturally, it's part of the recovery journey. But what happens is that they make so many mistakes and recovery takes so long and it's so slow that now they start having a limiting belief that they are unique or that they're broken. And then what happens is that when they work with me, I have to break through those limiting beliefs where it's like, yeah, Shaan, like I was doing better, but then I look back in the fact that I've been struggling with this for 3 years. And I'm like, am I ever going to get out of this? And what I always tell them is, look, whatever happened in those 3 years doesn't matter. Your recovery started the day you joined this mentorship. Right now, your recovery started today. Today's your first day. This is your first day. But too many people will try to do it on their own when if they could have just invested in getting themselves to recover, focus on recovery, that 3 years could have just been a couple of months. And because of that, they just come out of it faster and they have less of this limiting belief of this is going to be me forever. So like I say, do you need a guide? No. Could you do it on your own? Sure. And there's people out in the world that have done it. But like I say, it's too much of a risk, and don't make recovery a primary goal in your life. Yeah, there are other problems to have in life. Anxiety shouldn't be one of them. You should be focusing on your dreams, your passions, and living your life fully, not overcoming anxiety. This shouldn't be a goal. This shouldn't be something that you're trying to achieve. You don't get a cookie at the end of this for recovering from anxiety. You don't get a medal or anything like that. Focus on recovering and make other priorities. What are your dreams? What are your ambitions? What do you want to do in life? How do you want to contribute? How do you want to help other people? How do you want to make society a better place? That's what you should be focusing on, not overcoming this. Yeah. So anyways, I hope this video helps. If you want to know more about recovery stories, if you want to see how other people have recovered, these are things they're saying. It's not just me. They also would agree to this saying. I would put a link down below to success stories, to recovery stories. Tell me, which recovery stories do you really resonate with? Who did you really connect with? I'd love to hear about it. So I'll see you in the next one.